This is Something to Hold Us, where our mission is to bring people closer to their emotions through conversations about our life experiences to understand not only who we are, but who we want to be. Today, joining me is
Francheska Velazquez.
I appreciate you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule.
Thank you.
I start every podcast off with a community meeting. Do you know what that is?
I learned because I listened to your
So,
podcast.
okay, so I don't need to explain. Let's just go right in. How are you feeling?
um, Less anxious today.
Hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, just how anxious were you?
Um, I was probably like a 9.
Can I check back in with you later?
Yep.
Okay. What's a goal you have for today or this week?
This week is work related. Um, I have scholarship applications for childcare to submit and finish them for the families. And websites that I need to finish
Okay.
questionnaires on.
Who can you ask for help?
Actually asking Kana for help, Naria. So I am trying to delegate so that I'm not the only one.
Well, I'm sure they got you.
Yes.
What's one fact about yourself?
One fact about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I said it yesterday and now I forgot.
You were practicing?
I was practicing. um, One fact. I would say that for the most part, I'm a happy person.
That's definitely a true fact knowing you.
Yes.
Happy about anything and everything. I love that though.
Mhm.
I said I was going to check back in. What were you so anxious about?
Um, that I had so many things to do and I didn't have a plan. Like I didn't have it, I had it all in my head and I wasn't writing it down. One of my coaches says, you don't write it down, it's not real. So it's just now I have a plan and I took the time out to just write everything out and put dates on it, kind of thing. And it kind of,
It makes it more real, right?
yes, and it makes it doable.
Yeah, not as overwhelming when you're in your
Mm-hmm.
head. You're like, I got to do this, and that, and then I forgot this other thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like too much. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and that's how I was feeling.
And I like that you said that you're going to delegate because that takes a lot of pressure off too.
Yeah, I've learned to do. That's something else that I think it was something that the pandemic gave me, but um, that I changed my mindset to be able to let go and let people do. And if they're not doing that 100% like I do, and they do it at 80, I'm good with that.
Yeah, 80 can be good enough,
Hmm.
but why? How did the pandemic help you learn that?
I think it just made me. I was able to slow down
Mhm.
because I think that and this is business wise, like I think I was not thrown into my business, but I didn't plan it out as much, and I was in it, doing it all the time, long hours, and the pandemic gave us a break,
Okay,
and I was able to like,
gave you an opportunity to do what's that quote you always say?
uh,
Uh,
uh
Well, you know what is I think it was Brandy. You gotta work on your
oh
business.
yes, Brandy, yes, that we have to work, not work in our business, work on our business, and that's what it gave me time, yeah. And that group, Brandy, helped me too with that.
Definitely great people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what does community mean to you?
Community. Community is a group of people that support each other, that cheer each other on, motivate each other, and they create a connection. Whether they're whether they're a high level, low level, in the middle, that they connect somehow and they create a sisterhood, kind of a brotherhood of people that would have your back.
Okay.
Mm.
Who or what is your community?
I practice this too
Oh my goodness. I'm
because
gonna keep the questions to myself next time.
because I think that my community is a layer of community, a layer of people.
Okay.
So I have an inner circles community, I have outer, and all of them to me are important. And I feel like I'm an important part to all these communities. So I have my family, which I'm really, it's really important to me. I also have the parents and the children that I service.
Mm-hmm.
That's a community to me because I'm their advocate. And then I have my staff,
Yeah.
which is another community of people that I have to show up for.
Yeah.
And I have to lead them the right way. I always have to think before I say anything to them because I don't want them to feel that I'm talking down to them. I want them to feel that that they're helping me with the goal.
Okay. I like your answer. Because we do exist in different spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and the spaces that we do exist in are different communities. But I want to ask you, knowing you based on what you said, who in your community can you go to support? Because it seems like you're very focused on supporting the people in all the communities that you have.
Wow. Yeah. Um, I need to find that. I mean, and I do have, like, I'm part of an association of um, childcare millionaires, which is providers. But we do, it's better to say it so that it could become. Um, they're a support group. But yeah, you're right. I don't have one in. I don't think I have something that is in town or you know,
Something close.
yeah, that I could kind of
Even if it's just a vent to, somebody
yes.
that's going to listen to you and you know that when you get those words off, they're not going to be shared with other people. And, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I could say that I could vent to my daughters, then they won't say nothing. But would they under you understand?
'cause they don't
Um,
live the same way or have the same, I don't say
well,
expectations are higher,
experience.
but
They don't have the
experience.
experience that I
Yeah.
have. I don't think I have. I- Yeah, I think I have to find that. I think right now I'm a little bit more conservative to what I say and what I do, just because of mm, I guess my goals or my intentions.
I'm going to get back to your goals. Um, but I definitely hope that you make it a goal for you to find that in this
Yes.
upcoming year, in 2023.
Yeah.
It's
I
definitely
never
should be
thought about it
you
until
should.
you said it. And then you're like,
'Cause
yeah.
life gets hard for everybody. You can't always just be the foundation for everybody. Um, what's the most recent challenge you overcame?
Yeah. Most recent challenge. Um, so I own childcare centers. And I have a childcare center in a predominantly,
Predominantly, right?
um, um,
Look what you thinking about what you have
I
to
don't want
say.
to say, I guess white, right?
Yeah,
White.
that's fine.
Yeah, white. Area or
Hmm.
of Connecticut. I had and I think I handle it pretty good, but I had staff members and some of the parents treating saying saying things to me that I knew were racist, and I think I've never experienced racism towards me. My daughters say it's because I'm not black, and and I think that that I've never experienced what they experienced, and I can't. You're right, but yeah, that yeah, I experienced racism. I think at this age, um, and it was just the things that they said and they things they didn't take from me because of I who I am or what I am. They were like they didn't like the direction it was going in, and I'm like,
How did you respond to that?
I didn't say it in a I didn't say it to myself or to them.
Um, oh, let's say both.
Okay, to them, I explained to them that this is the way it is now, and this is what we're doing. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay on, stay aboard, or find something else that But this is the way it's gonna work now. Like this is my system, and I know that it works, and this is how we're gonna do it. I want you to join us, but if you don't,
Get
and
with it or get lost.
yeah,
The nicest way you can say
they went to go be great somewhere else.
it.
And they actually released themselves to their own destiny because I didn't have to do it. And I think it was good though because even thought we were both there was some type of friction,
Mhm.
and they weren't allowing my what I was trying to do, they weren't allowing it to happen. In a like, you know,
Change can be very hard for people.
yeah. Especially when the person is different
Changing
from
as
them.
well.
Yeah, different from them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, could you give me a pivotal life experience?
And
Something
I
that
read that and I was gonna Google the word.
I respect you. Listen, that's something I love the most about you. Just how real you are. But something that's happened in your life that I would say made you change direction, or like you just said releasing somebody to their destiny.
Mm.
Something that got you pointed. You were going towards something and then realized, you know what, this isn't where I need to be. I should be going towards that way. Have you had any experiences that you can think of that shook you to your core and made you realize something deeper about yourself?
Mm. Wow. Um, I would say one thing that happened, and it happened with one of my daughters, and when she was almost in the car accident, and it kind of just showed me not to give up on them, because you could just lose, like it was going through that almost not knowing if on the way to the hospital.
Mhm.
Um, and then when I knew that she was fine, um, it kind of confirmed that no matter what, I'm not gonna give up on any of them,
Mhm.
no matter what they do or where they see themselves in life. Like I'm gonna make sure that I'll be there for. Even thought I was before, but now it's like more of a I could have lost her.
Yeah. Mm. That was a very tragic experience. Yeah. I'm thankful for everything being okay as well because some things were lost that night,
Yes,
and that's sad
that's
to
why
think
it
about.
was. Yeah, and yeah, and it's just making it more, more
Um,
realistic. It just makes it more real. Where, yeah,
okay. Now that you said that, I'm gonna go back to the question I planned to ask. Now I need to ask you this now.
okay.
Who was your favorite daughter? So
You cannot do
okay,
that.
okay, okay, okay. So let me ask you something else.
Everyone's different in a favorite way.
So let me ask you this:
Hmm.
if they're all hanging from a ledge and you could only save three, who would you sacrifice?
I'm gonna gonna sacrifice myself. No,
All right, okay, whatever.
you are not gonna put me there.
So let's go back.
Mhm.
What's the most challenging part of owning a business?
um, I, I would say the most challenging part is that I saw, and now that was my first challenging part was that I always wanted to be um involved in everything. Like I wanted to have control and touch everything that happened in the business because I thought that um if I didn't do it, it was it wasn't done right, and I was exhausting myself. Like I was getting tired, and a lot of things weren't getting done the right way.
Hmm.
So changing my mindset to you know letting people help me, um, empowering other people to do what they do best, kind of thing. That's made it a little easier. And now that I do that, and um, I delegate a lot of the stuff, and I work on my business, not in my business. I think a hard thing would be that is trying to keep a good culture with everyone that that works for me. Trying to make them. I'm always trying to make them all happy
Hmm.
in a to a certain degree, right? Because I want them. I want them to know that I appreciate them. Um, I also have my parents that I have to make happy and show them that I appreciate them. But there's a lot of things that I wish I could do that it kind of limits me because I have to choose because like I want to pay my teachers way more money, but then it limits me to then I have to charge my parents more money type thing. So it's either it's either it's that's right now to me that's a sacrifice. Like that's a like a tug of war.
So balancing all the different emotions and personalities in your job, making people feel appreciated, but also finding a healthy cost for your parents to still
Yeah.
come to your center and still do the things they need to do for their kids outside of work.
Yeah.
And that is a lot.
And there's an inflation now.
Yeah, I was hearing
It's
about
it's
electricity costs going up.
a what?
I was hearing about electricity costs going
Oh
up.
yeah, it's crazy high.
Hmm.
You
So
use $80, they charge you 100 to deliver it. I'm like, what?
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, you had mentioned before something about aligning what you have to say with your goals. What are some of your goals?
Um, my goal. So one of my goals is to be able to open up a like community center in Stanford. I really want it to be in Stanford. Um, which is a big goal because it's really hard to find a space in Stanford and zoning and building or not, I'm hoping they get better. So, just to have a community center where I do offer childcare, which would be the main thing. But also, I like to, one of my things that is part of our mission is that I want to be able to not just service the children, I want to be able to service the parents, the mothers, the fathers, and the aunts and uncles of these children so that it makes all around a good fit. So I would love to like I know, I'm Spanish and I have a lot of Spanish teachers that they don't really they need to learn more English. Like I would like to offer English as a second language and things like that to the community that would help them.
Hmm.
Um Hopefully one day.
I mean, you're definitely a pillar in the community considering how many families you do help. So you keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure you'll have that one day. And if you need somebody to help you run that, you know where I'm at.
Yes. I'll ask you for your help.
Um, we had a good conversation about this the other day when you stopped by,
Mm.
and you had mentioned a book that you read that talked about like making small changes
Hmm.
and holding yourself accountable and setting that time aside for yourself. So after reading that book, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Now, the first thing that I do when I wake up is that I get up earlier. I think I've done it maybe 3 or 4 times. I always get up early, but this I'm getting up at 4.
Mm-hmm.
The plan is to get up at 4. Um,
What time do you go to sleep? I'm sorry to interrupt.
yes, I've been going to bed earlier.
Okay.
So I don't leave, like I said, I don't leave the TV on anymore. And I go to sleep to listening to an audible.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, so I only did the 4 o'clock only a couple of times since the first, because I started it on the first. I drink tea when I first get up now.
What kind of tea?
Ginger.
What does that do for you?
I just like the feeling of the ginger,
Okay.
like that little spice.
So no more coffee?
No, I have coffee. Yes, after that. No, of course I have coffee.
Funny.
No. No, but I start off with ginger tea. I feel like it's healthier
Mm-hmm.
or just.
I'm gonna try to add that into my routine. Maybe. 4 o'clock is early though. I can maybe try to
But
make it
I've
5.
I've gotten those days that I got up at 4. I did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I answered a lot of my emails
Mm-hmm.
and I sent out a lot of the packets I needed to send out to parents that requested information, which is something that I am automating. That's hopefully I don't have to answer. I even thought I still like to answer the phones
Mm-hmm.
when the parents call. I just think it takes up a lot of my time.
It definitely does because you could end up on the phone with a parent for 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and all that information they could have got from your website.
Yeah. But I feel like I give it
Yeah.
that
You
touch.
touched them.
I touched it. I know, and I don't need to touch everybody. I don't.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't.
Um, do you have a mantra, like a statement or slogan that you say to yourself in the morning?
Not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Why do you?
People get annoyed by that.
Why?
I don't know. They just get annoyed. So I never really think that anything is a big deal
Okay.
because anything could be either could be fixed or I could add something to it or we could do something different. So yeah, so like if even like at the center if somebody I said that's not a big deal. I'll we'll do some. That's not so. They just
How
I
did they
guess they think I'm saying it as being what's the word
condescending?
condescending or I forgot the other word.
I mean, I guess the only thing that I could picture negatively about that when I
Uh,
think about it is that they, you might be, they might feel like how they
I'm
feel
not validating their
undermined. Yeah,
yes
it's not
that
validating, but at the
oh
same
like
time,
yeah
knowing how much you deal with and everything that you have more experience than they do, so they don't cope with the things that aren't a big deal for you.
correct
You
like
know?
big deal is not making payroll.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they'll
that's
see that. They'll see that big deal.
that's a big deal to me, but that's not even a big deal either because it gets done.
I
You
respect
know.
that. What's your favorite food?
Food. What it used to be. Um, no, my favorite food that I like to have is, and I wait for it every season, is the French onion soup.
From where?
So I go to Crab Shell, and I think I only like Crab Shell because I've tried different ones. Like I tried that place on Bank Street, that little Italian place. I
Main
forgot
Street.
the name of it. Where Sky sung that night.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot
Yeah,
the name too.
there.
I don't really like the food there though.
No? So I tried the thing. It wasn't um you know what other place I really like it at too though? Is Brennan's.
They make good. What you said? French onion soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one over there by the beach.
You want a French onion soup world tour?
Yeah, I tried to, you know, but in Connecticut, they only started around now or late September, early October.
Why is that?
I don't know. They keep saying it's a seasonal soup.
I'm sure they can make it whenever they want though, but whatever. Um, so this next part is about the Book of Human Emotions by Tiffany Watt Smith. I know
I've
you've
heard
heard
that you
about
talked
that.
about it.
You've
Yeah.
heard about that.
Uh huh.
Um, do you know what the feeling of fraud is?
Fraud.
Yeah, like the feeling of it, not the action. It's very similar though.
Y- y-
It's
I
like
think I do.
yeah,
I
like
think it's happened to me before, but
happened to you or you felt like that before.
oh no. What you mean?
Have you?
Isn't fraud an
Have
it's
you?
a feeling or an
It
action?
can be both. Have you
Oh.
ever felt like a fraud?
Oh, me being fraud?
Yeah, not that you're doing something illegal, but you feel like you ever. It's like imposter syndrome or imposter phenomenon when you're doing something and you don't feel like, dang, am I really doing this or am I doing it right? Like you're scared that people are gonna find out you're not good at something or you're not worthy of something.
Oh.
You ever feel like that?
No, I don't. No, I don't think I've ever. No.
No. And it's. I think this it's great that you haven't. But I listening to you and you telling me the story about the first time you've experienced or one of the first times you experienced racism.
Oh, okay.
I think those people probably viewing you as not good enough. And I think that's the most frustrating
Oh,
part
yeah.
about racism.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think I've never said before, and I don't know if I should say it, but should I say it?
I love it. Say it.
Because I've never said it before.
What?
That while that was happening, because it was a lot of little things that they were doing to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I was actually like almost crying. I was sitting at my kitchen table and just like, it was just like, I can't believe that they're doing that to me, and
Yeah.
I was like really nice to them. I mean, I went in and they were getting paid hardly nothing, and I upped them to what they were supposed to be, you know.
Mm-hmm. You're just helping them out, and then they still not respecting what you're offering or doing for them.
No, they just didn't like that they had to, that when they were reprimanded by a
Mm.
person of, they couldn't take it.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So that's is not just the.
Literally gave in their 2 weeks notice that day. And one of them said immediately. I said, okay.
Just for being reprimanded by you?
Well, my director that's Puerto Rican also.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
Yeah, I was just like, and I'm pretty sure it was that. It had to have been. Because right after that, I got the text
About
or an email, and then the other one emailed me and said immediately, effective immediately. I'm like,
okay, go be great somewhere else, right?
yes. Yeah, because it wasn't here.
So you mentioned how that almost made you cry.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you cried?
Hi. I mean, I haven't cried in a while.
You be crying. Come on now.
I know, I cry.
You
I'm
be-
a crier. I cry. Um, that I really cried. Okay, so, and I don't know if this was like it wasn't a sad cry. It was a happy cry. So Thanksgiving,
Mm.
you were at a lot of people.
Yeah, I came by.
So Thanksgiving, I had a lot of people over.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of different people over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I haven't had that many people over to my house in a long time, right? So, like, I had my admins come and I invited them. My family. We have friends over, things like that.
You had a white person there too. How did that feel?
He's not white.
Oh, okay.
He's Filipino. You talking about the
Yeah,
Jayla
yeah.
boyfriend? Girl, no, he is from the Philippines, okay?
All right,
So
keep going, keep going.
we did talk. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm Filipino.
You were
Yeah,
saying
he
it?
said it. I don't know what you know Erica.
Yeah, you know,
The
I know.
conversation. She said something about. He's like, oh, don't worry about me because I'm Filipino. I'm like, okay, no, he's Filipino. But so my father came in from Puerto Rico. He hasn't been here in like
Mm,
12 years, I think. From he hasn't been to Connecticut in like 12 years. Been trying to get him to come forever.
mhm.
And in the midst of everything and everybody, and there was some drinking going on, he came up to me and he held my face like this. And he looked into my eyes and he was like, I really appreciate you and everything you do. Like I was like, like it really, like I saw it in his eyes, like he really, really meant it. And I felt it. It was, even though there was so much going on, it was like a moving, I was just like it moved me.
It's like time stopped for that.
Yeah. And like I felt it, like his hands touching me. And I was like, oh my God. Like I'll remember that forever. And it'll probably like hurt me once he passes away, and
Yeah, you love talking about people passing away. Let's keep moving forward.
well, it's gonna happen. So yeah, and it's just that and I cried. Like, I went to the room even after
Aw.
and I like cried. Like I was just like because I've always been a daddy's girl, like
Mhm.
a daddy's girl, little girl, and always upset that he had left. And, my mother said that when he left, I packed up my stuff and went outside too and said, I'm leaving with you,
Aw.
the whole thing. So for him, and we've had rough times, because I've tell him he's done things and I stand my ground and told him, can't do that. But, for him to be, it was like he was being vulnerable.
And it's rare.
Yeah, because he's so, um, you know, um, machismo, like,
I'm happy for you.
yeah.
I'm
So it
happy
was
you
nice.
really got to share that moment with him.
Yeah.
Because he would always talk about coming from Puerto Rico and not come.
Never.
But he was there for you at
He was.
Thanksgiving. What a
Mm-hmm.
time, right?
Yeah.
What a thing to be thankful for.
Yeah, exact. Grateful. Very grateful I was.
You deserve that.
Thank
Who or what in your life makes you smile?
you. There has to be one?
You can say whatever you want.
Oh. I think I smile about everything, but things that make me happy or things that make me smile. Um, I don't have a one thing. I'm always smiling.
Okay. So if you were sad, what would you do to smile?
Mm, if I was sad. If I really, wanted to really do it, uh, I book myself a trip and go to a beach, which I really don't do that often.
Mhm.
But being at the beach and makes me, not that it makes me smile, makes me happy.
Okay. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What does self care mean to you?
Self care. I need to do a lot more of that. Lately, um, well, self care would be me going to the beach, right? But I can't really go to all the time, and I don't take the time out to do. Um, Drinking a cup of coffee and just being in silence right now is something that I like.
Okay.
Or makes me feel.
So that's how you take care of yourself. And
Yeah,
that's perfectly
just
fine.
a little time before the what is it? It's called organized chaos
Yeah. I like
that
it.
I have going on.
Okay. Um, describe what your life will be like in 5 years.
Wow. You come up with really good questions.
Thank you.
You come up this by yourself?
Yes.
By yourself. Okay. 5 years from now. So right now I'm what? I'm 48?
You don't gotta tell people that.
No, I'm just thinking. I am 48, right? I'm 40.
I don't know.
You sure? Let's take
So
the.
annoying.
It's because I forget the calendar.
What are you doing right now?
I'm doing the calculator.
Count the calculator on your birthday?
Minus 1974.
Why? What's your social?
I'm
While you at it?
48. I'm 48.
Just
48. I am 48. So in 48, I'll probably be almost 55. I'm hoping to be able to. I want to have like a corporate office,
okay.
and I want to be able to have programs or something like So I want to be able to work from my corp, and not that I don't think I'm not gonna not work.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I'm not looking forward to retire. It's not like I'm saying I want to retire, but I do want to have like a corporate office somewhere and be able to do a lot of the stuff that I do from the corporate office and not at my house. So right now, like my office is at my house, and that could be like a smaller goal, then.
It's not a bad goal. I mean, it's important to separate spaces.
Yeah, that's what I want to kind of try to do that.
And you want home to be for relaxation.
Just to be home. And not have all this. Because I think that's why I tend to work more. I don't do a lot of more self-care because the work is so easy access to me.
You can do it wherever.
Yeah. So I do it there all the time. So, and then it's a good and a bad thing because then it makes me procrastinate sometimes.
So I want to say this. Sometimes you should leave your phones at home and go out, because if you miss an email, if you miss a phone call, if you miss a text, guess what?
Life goes on.
No.
Oh.
It's not a big deal.
Oh, it's not a big deal. You're right. So it's not.
Remember that.
You're right. I should. Yeah, I need to do that. I know I have like 2 cell phones, and it's just like.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It's justified that you have 2 cell phones, but leave both of them things back.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing anything else with them.
You got enough people to take over when you don't pick up.
You're right. Yeah.
Even if I need to show you how to do some call forwarding, where somebody calls you.
That's what the IntelliKids is supposed to do.
Okay.
And it's like a CRM for childcare, and it's calls will be forwarded to here, one ring, second ring, a text, that type of thing. Okay. I just have to get to do it.
Yeah, definitely make that time.
I need to, implement it.
Is that in your goal list for the week?
Yeah, for December.
Okay, for December. Okay. I'm gonna check in with you before New Year.
Okay, maybe you could help me with it.
Maybe.
Okay. Because there's a techie thing.
I got you. Don't worry. But this next section I always say is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's called "Feel This Way."
Okay.
I will say a word, phrase, or statement, and I want you to tell me what emotions, thoughts, or memories it sparks. You ready?
Okay.
First word is lies.
Hurtful.
Okay. Does it make you angry when people lie?
No, I think it hurts me more.
Just hurts you more?
Yeah, it hurts me more. Not that I'm angry at it, I'm just hurt by it.
Does it change how you view or feel about the person?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Are you big on forgiveness?
Yeah, I forgive. How many times do I forgive you? Then that's gonna. But then I know how to move.
Yeah, that's for the liar to find out, right?
Yeah.
But, the next word is blue.
The ocean.
You have a lot of blue in your house.
Yes. I do. Because I'm trying to What is it? Emulate? Is that it? That's the word,
Yeah,
right?
emulate.
What is it?
Emulate.
Oh, I said it wrong.
No, that's good. That's good.
Emulate. I'm learning new things. Um, the like a beachy type of house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I'm at staying at an Airbnb or something.
Does he think that's also why it's stopping you from going to the beach? You feel like you're already there?
I'm already there.
That's
I
it.
have. I have the frames with the beach and me at the beach drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm. Listen, if you want help, I'll go to the beach, help you go down there, pick up some buckets of sand, and put it on the floor in your bed. but, but the next word is compromise.
I'm not doing it.
Why not?
um, no. I'm not gonna I'm just, I don't like to compromise. Okay, I'm lying. Okay, I'm lying. Okay.
Okay.
On certain things, I don't like to compromise.
What are you not willing to compromise on?
What I'm not willing
To compromise on.
what I'm not willing to compromise on. Um just things that I've worked hard for. I'm not going to say, I mean, and I know normally people say integrity or, yeah, those things, but I'm not going to compromise on something that I worked hard for, that I,
Sounds like a lot of people are asking you to compromise when it comes with regard to your business.
well, it's not that they're asking me to compromise. It's just that I'm not going to, I, people don't know. People think that because they see what they see now, that's where it was. I didn't start there.
I mean,
I didn't start there.
I was there. I
Yeah.
saw the home daycare.
Yeah. So I started from the bottom. I mean, I started like, I was on Section 8. I have food stamps. I started there. I have the I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was working even before I opened up the home daycare. I was a nanny, and I was a nanny from 5:30 to 9 o'clock at night. I was somebody else's, you know, person with somebody else's family, and leaving, So no, I worked hard to start, and I'm not gonna compromise that. I'm not gonna let nobody do no. And yeah, no. Yeah, I was gonna go into something else, but I mean,
You
I
can go
think
into whatever you want.
that's why I don't think that I would get married
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not giving nobody half.
I love it. I mean, I respect it though because you worked hard and you're now at a point where you don't have to compromise. Get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, I'm assuming that in your past you found yourself in situations where you had to compromise.
Because I had to make ends meet or do, you know.
Yeah, so you no longer have to, and
Mm-mm.
that's the goal for anybody to get to the point where they don't have to compromise. So I don't want you to feel like I disagree with you or feel
Hmm.
like I want you to do anything that you don't want to do.
No, no.
I just wanna, I really want to understand why, and
Well,
thank you for that,
what?
and thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
The next word is legacy.
Ah, legacy. So that's very personal to me, because I want to leave a legacy, um, and not even a legacy of um of like money, or I want to leave a legacy that my daughters could live on, and my grandchildren or my great grandchildren could say, Isa was my grandma. Isa did this and Isa did that. Um, I want to leave that legacy where I'm known for.
Who is Issa?
I'm Isa. So I know I didn't tell you. So my middle name is Isabel. So Francheska Isabel, and everyone that knows me calls me Isa. Yeah. So yeah, and I guess mostly everybody calls me Isa. Some people call me Francheska. So But yeah, I just want to leave and now I want to be able to share that legacy with my family. So like I think I've gotten to a turning point where, you know, my sister and my brothers are all seeing what I saw, and starting to see things the way I see it.
And I can tell you from conversations I've had with Frankie,
Mm-hmm.
you're definitely right. He's invested.
Right?
Like he has so much respect for you.
Mm. That wasn't easy.
Oh, your brother Frankie. Like,
Oh
for the
yes,
people that don't know,
yes, my brother, my little brother, because I'm the oldest. Well, I have one more older than me, but
what? Forget them.
just one. Well, he's still my brother.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
um, the last word I have is la playa.
Ah, using your Spanish.
Just a little bit.
Puerto Rico.
Mm,
Yes,
those are,
Puerto Rico is my favorite. I would go to Puerto Rico over anything.
that's dope.
I love Puerto Rico.
That's crazy. I still gotta head out there one day. One day I'm gonna go. I know. I know.
Yes, yes.
But
We'll have some Airbnbs in Puerto Rico.
I don't know. I'll rent one out.
So yes, I'll let you stay for free.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Of course. Can't tell the podcast that. Okay.
No, yeah. So Puerto Rico. It. Just reminds me.
um. So I have one last question for you. And that is, why are you so happy all the time?
What are you trying to say? I do drugs.
No,
I don't
I
do
give you a
drugs.
funny story though. Is that like back in high school, I used to not. I mean, I used to not. I didn't do drugs in high school at all. Like
I
even
didn't
so,
either.
but like there was this girl that would always be so calm in all my classes, right? And I'd always be like, I almost said her name. I'd be
Huh.
like, I'll call her Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, why are you always so calm? Like every day I see you, you just be chilling. And like
She's a.
she was like, I don't know, that's just how I am. And now, after having more life experience, I realized she was just high as fuck every single day. It's so crazy.
Why am I so happy? Um. So I I'm happy, right?
Uh-huh.
But sometimes I'm not happy. So it's not that I'm always happy. I just always play that I'm happy. So because it makes everything easier.
Like what?
So it just makes everything flow better. Then why be upset?
I will say it's hard to be mad at a happy person. So is that the
It's either
mechanism?
I'm too happy and I aggravate people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or they just, like you said, they can't be mad at me. But it's not even about being mad. It's just it makes me go through it or whatever I'm going through better. Even though that maybe when I close the door,
Mm-hmm.
I cry or I get upset because I do get upset. I've gotten upset.
How can you?
Okay. So I'm not always happy, but for the most part, I'm happy. It takes something that I'm very passionate about or invested or into for me to get upset, right? Or if I've said it so many times, if it pertains to my daughters. But for the most part, I'm happy so that it could make my life go easy. The goal is for it to go easy. And just looking at on the good side of what could be wrong. There's always I always think that there's always something good in that bad.
There's definitely always something good in all
Hmm.
bad situations. And I'm taking a. I'll say my perspective has always been like that, but I'm much more intentional about seeing the good and the bad. And with that being said, like this past like 3, 4 months,
Hmm.
I don't think I've been mad or sad. I mean, I get frustrated, and then I'm like, all right, what else can I do about this? You know
Not
what I mean?
worth it.
I vent it a little, and then just move on. Because, like you
Hmm.
said, so much more power in just being happy.
Yeah, that's you change the paradigm.
Look at you and your big words.
You change that paradigm where you even change the other person's
Mm-hmm.
mindset on top of yours. Like yesterday, I read something that said, um, "Stop saying sorry." Right? It just,
I say too much.
yeah, don't stop saying sorry. Right? So, like when you're late, thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you for waiting for me.
Mm.
Or the other thing was, um, what was it that if I forgot what the other one was, and it's just instead of saying sorry, just say thank you, and you change it.
Because, like, one thing,
You change it around.
what if, so, if I'm taking what you're hearing,
Mm,
something I know I need to work on, like, I talk with a lot of students, and they go through a lot of stuff, and they tell
mm,
me some stuff that they're going through, and I say, I'm sorry you're going through that.
mm.
And I realize, so I can instead say, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yes,
So,
yes.
thank you.
So you don't make them feel like you feel bad for them, and they feel like you heard them. Cause it's not bad. It's you don't want them to think that
I'll be feeling bad, though.
yeah, you do. But you don't want them to make him feel like it's a bad. It's like, oh, sorry for you. Like
Mm.
that sucks for you. You know, like
Yeah, so all right, thank you. I'm gonna use that tomorrow because I know I'm gonna hear some shit, and I'm gonna say
from the weekend.
thank you for sharing that with me.
Yes.
All right,
Or taking the time out to talk to me about that. Yes.
I appreciate that.
Hmm.
Look, we both learned something today.
Yeah, I learn every day. You know that.
What's wrong with you?
I do. I'm like,
All right.
so all the words I used.
Yeah.
It's fine from listening to your podcast too.
Hey. With that being said, I always end the podcast with a poem,
Okay.
and I think today is a little special day because I call this poem "What You Mean," and it's about you.
It's about me?
Yeah.
No.
Seriously.
Oh my God, now you're going to make me cry.
We'll see.
Okay.
It goes. Francheska Isabel Velazquez. Te quiero saber qué significas para mí. Me gustaría decirlo en español, pero tú sabes que estoy aprendiendo aún. Okay?
Hmm.
I call this an umbrella expecting rain because you shield me before the water is even pouring over me. I still make my rain face because I wouldn't have expected you to care to bear over me, which leads me to believe you would do anything to soothe the thoughts that temporarily take away my sanity. I remember the hug you gave me, even when I didn't want you to stand next to me, even though you cried for anything. I appreciate all the tears that were shed for me, the vacations, dinners, and every other experience that was shared with me. I doubt you even care to understand what that meant, because that's simply who you are, a star amongst planets, and I see the glimmer in you, even when people try to slide the dimmer on you. I also see a little of you in each of your beautiful daughters, from honesty that's infectious, smiles that are like medicine, support that feels like remote start in heated seats in the winter. That's just a joke. So more, so more like the setup of a punchline because I know how much you like stand up. I would even joke and say, I probably love you more, but I meant it. Because without you, I don't know if I would have had the time to find myself. It's like a rebirth when I'm with you. You're more than a second mother to me. You've provided a relationship that sometimes I feel like I take too much from. In those moments, you transform into a woman I could vent to. You tell me, not things I had to, but should expect to. Like when picking out the ring I would give to your daughter, and how if money was a factor, you would advance me regardless. Just another test I hope I pass by declining your offer. I look back like looking through a two-way glass. So many tests I passed, but I failed occasionally, most often through the choice of my words. I could sense your frustration. You would still offer me love I so desperately needed. As I, as I reminisce, trying to find deeper meaning, I hold back tears that weigh a ton. If I let them go, I could drown in them. And it wouldn't surprise me if you decided to be a levee, to guide them into your own ocean. I want to be more for you. I want to take the pressure off you. Even for a day, carry the load for you. Yet even in my separation, where you no longer need to be my foundation. You still treat me like your son, pushing me up when I'm too tired to rise above the clouds. And I don't need to look back to know you're still smiling when you see me set. Te amo.
Oh, I
This is
love you.
something to hold us.
Oh.